Hello everyone, I'm going to walk you through the last level of Resogun. This was a difficult game for me to get through at first, especially this last level, so I thought it might be helpful for some of you out there if I showed you how I do it. I choose the Phobos ship to start here, mainly because it's got very strong weapons. Its regular shot is actually quite strong and can kill just about any enemy on the screen within a few seconds, which is extremely helpful on this level where you find yourself surrounded a number of times. Starting out here, you have these enemies coming in from the left and the right, and you move up and down and kill them as quickly as possible, and then go after these keepers as fast as possible as well. You want to kill them quickly and go get this human that appears on the right. And right after you grab him, you'll notice another string of keepers drop down. Came here from the left, but sometimes it comes from the right. Kill them while you've got this human hanging from the ship. And head over to a tractor beam, drop him off. And you'll immediately want to go and try and get the other human. These first humans are easy to get, and you want to take advantage of that, because later on in the level they get pretty difficult to grab, and if you can grab enough of them, you'll earn an extra life, as well as some bombs and some shields, which have saved my butt a number of times. Drop this guy off in the tractor beam and get through the first phase of the level. You'll notice a number of times I hug the top and the bottom rails of the level. You probably have figured that out by now, but it's one of the best strategies for me to stay alive when there's a lot of enemies on the screen. If you hug the top or bottom, it really effectively eliminates 50% of the area that you have to keep an eye on. And a lot of enemies don't quite reach those bumpers, so it's a really effective way to stay alive when it's crowded on the screen. Other things to keep in mind is your speed boost or your overdrive, which I use right here. Don't forget to use your overdrive. It sounds obvious, but sometimes you can forget that you have it, and you'll die, and you'll kick yourself in the butt for not using it. Same with your speed boost. And your speed boost recharges so fast that you can use it, and within 15 or 20 seconds, you can use it again to either escape a group of enemies or just power through a group of enemies. It can also be very helpful to speed through to pick up a human, especially if they are in trouble. So we'll drop that guy off there. We're about halfway through the level at this point. I'm doing pretty well. Whenever these enemies appear on screen that shoot those fireballs, you want to get rid of them as fast as possible, because those shots, man, they crowd up the screen and can make it really difficult to see what's going on around you. Get rid of these keepers here. So the beginning of phase 3 of the level right here is a crucial part. I typically use either a bomb or my overdrive to get rid of that group of enemies that comes in from the top, bottom, and the middle of the level. And then here, about 50 to 100 more enemies appear, and I use either the bomb or the overdrive, as you see, to get rid of those. That's probably the most critical moment of the entire level, and repeatedly I would get there and die, and then die right again afterwards, which is pretty frustrating. Now that keeper that you just saw there, and like this one coming up here on the left, those are some of the more difficult ones to kill. If one gets really close to you, it's best to just watch out. And they also fire these fireballs vertically that can be quite a nuisance, so you want to watch out for that. So here we're coming up on the end of the level, and you'll notice it gets pretty crowded here pretty soon. Using my speed boosts, there's that vertical shot that I was telling you about from those large propeller enemies that were just like those keepers earlier. So as you can see, I've earned an extra life. Going into this boss with over 2 lives is is pretty critical for me. I have trouble beating this boss without dying at least once. I may have done it 1 or 2 times without dying, but it's tough. Yeah, see, here you go. It starts getting really crowded on the screen, this last wave of enemies, so I use a bomb there to get rid of them. And that pulls me right into the boss. Now, this boss has a few strategies that you can use to avoid it most of the time. Right here you can see you can go under it, and it will take some time turning around, but it's risky. As you see up here, I try doing the same thing, but it gets the better of me. So instead, just use your speed boost. Use it in short bursts so you can recharge it fast enough to use it again, because he will come after you faster than you can move. And as you see, I just used my speed boost again here. Whoop, and get out of the way. Then he goes into kind of his second phase here, and this is a tricky one. He shoots these red beams at you from the top and the bottom of the screen that turn into solid bricks that will kill you. But as you see there, you can kind of just maneuver in and out of them and wait for your speed boost to recharge, like I do right here. Whoop! And get out of there before they hit you. Continue with that, and you should be okay. If not, you can use a bomb to get rid of those as well. But as you see, I survived that phase, and now he goes into this other phase where he fires fireballs at you. And this drove me nuts for a little while until I figured out you can just kind of go up and down and up and down and avoid these fireballs. And this is actually the easiest part of this boss. Just keep firing away, going up and down, dodging these fireballs. And now comes the toughest part for me. These red circles will appear and turn into his tentacles. And sometimes for me it's just impossible to avoid them. As you can see up here, I start moving up and down, which works a little bit better. Right about here, see, I move up, and that seems to avoid them pretty well, and then down. But man, if you don't have a speed boost or you use it and it catches up to you, it's really tough to avoid that one. So here in his last phase, it's really just relying on your reflexes to avoid these fireballs. You know, at first it can be tough, but you just get used to just having hundreds of these fireballs on screen at once and just maneuvering around them. And once you get used to that, it's not that hard to finish this guy off. I've saved up my overdrive here, and I think that's what I used to finally get rid of him. But as you can see, I'm not having any problem dodging these fireballs, even though there's quite a few of them on the screen. It's just because I've gotten used to it. So here we go, draining that last little bit of health. And I'm gonna get it. So that was that. Hope that was helpful for you to figure out how to get through this level without losing all your lives, especially that boss, which can be pretty difficult. And I hope you're enjoying Resogun as much as I am. I think it's the best game on the PlayStation 4 right now, and hope you have fun chasing those high scores and maybe beating it on a tougher difficulty. Thanks for watching.